All right. So you should have already built something like this. I think if I remember the rest of that video, he didn't tell you how to color things, did he? He's just like white boxes. Call it a day. Yeah, like later, like this. It was like an afterthought, just like this. You want to talk about it? Are you mad? Okay. All right. So I'll use this. Some of this as an example. You can see I started over here. So you can set colors to things with this material on it using ProBuilder. So it's just good for blocking out like you can see I changed to a red and a blue side so I could tell what the heck side I was on. Um, I added a little bit of green to the corner here, and this is all using the same material. So I'm just going to I'll grab this guy. I'll use this one. So if I come into this ProBuilder object here, and I've got my thing docked over there, we can change it to the icon mode. But honestly, I don't know which one's more confusing. Neither one of them are super intuitive. But anyway, back here in text mode, I can do by vertex, and that's what I did with this one here. So I colored this vertex green, and you can see it added a gradient from that vertex to every other vertex that it was close to. And you can do that with vertex colors. So if I open up this vertex colors, did not want to dock that. I just wanted to move it. Get out of here. All right, so I can just change this back to gray by hitting apply. I can grab a couple of vertices. Let's grab all of those and add purple. And you can see again, if I'm doing it on a vertex, it just adds a gradient between the current color and then whatever the new color is between vertices. Or grab the whole object and apply a color to it, or we can do it by edges or faces. So grab these edges, we'll see what happens. Again, same with the edges and vertices, it does a gradient. I can grab a face and color that. So now I don't know what kind of normal map looking nightmare that is, but that's you can color things. So coloring things is kind of cool. I also built this because I was just, I don't know, bored. I was trying to avoid my own homework. So I made a thing. What is it? What is this? Anyone? What's the shape? Shape. It's fine. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. You're all dead to me. It's. Just trying to pick a color. Let's do this. No, but no, it's a. I was trying to make like a little Doctor Who console, like from the TARDIS, you know, like right, yeah. Oh, yeah. Whatever. Freaking liars.
I thought you said it was a ship.
I said shape.
Oh, you said ship. That's why.
Yeah. All right. Well, everyone failed the class. Anyway, so yeah, you can get pretty ridiculous with the quasi 3D modeling in here. A couple of times I forgot that I was in Unity using ProBuilder, and I kept trying to use like Blender shortcut keys, and it just was not working. So that was upsetting. So we're going to do a couple things today. We're going to add a pickup for our player, and then add something to his inventory. And then we're going to transition to our next level. So again, you should be building something that looks almost exactly like this. Colors of your own choosing. You're making this thing from the Brackeys video as your level 1. And then we'll have something somewhere in your scene. Maybe I'll walk up to the TARDIS console here and hit a button. Maybe just like there's a trigger next to it. And then I'll transition to the next scene that I built. So I'm just going to hide this guy right now. I've got my player prefab in here. I don't think I did too. Oh, I already added. Let's get rid of that. No one saw anything. So I got my player that we did, the DET basic one. Here, let's see what we got. Okay, and again, everything's meters. I brought this guy over from my test level, and suddenly he didn't work the same. So I had to change up the speed and the jump force that we were using. So at 2 in the test level, it didn't work. And we had to change it up to 200, and that felt pretty good. And then I got here, and like a 200 meant I was entering the moon's atmosphere. Like I was gone. So I had to dial it way back. So I don't know. Physics act different in different levels. I don't know what I changed, but test your player prefab out when you get it into a new level. So for this level, uh, we want your DET one, and then in the next level, probably do the Dave or whatever else you find. But the Dave's video is probably my favorite, and it's the closest to what we need to do as far as like being physics based for later. So all right, I'm gonna go get just dumb random things, which means package manager, and basically all my assets from the asset store. I've been using this pack for a while, so I've got this Western pack that was free. It's got a bunch of pistols and shotguns and random things in it, and I need a pickup of some sort. So I'm going to download this guy. Or is it the Pro Western? Let's go ahead and get the Western audio while we're here too. Grab it all. All right, I'll get the Pro Western too. Let's grab everything. See what we like. Looks like that's the one that had the cowboy in it that I'm going to use next week. All right, so Western pack has houses and saloons and fences and trees. So that'll be good for adding stuff to an actual level. I'll grab the Western audio just because we need some audio, and it's right here. And there are tons and tons of weapon packs out there, or it doesn't have to be a weapon. I think last year we literally got a toaster model and used that as our projectile firing tool, and it shot pieces of bread across the map. I think it was last year. Then we just talked about it the year before, then last year we did it. And I'm going to get the Pro Western pack, which actually has the stuff that I need. So that's what I actually came here for. And just like any trip to the store, I got way more than I thought I was going to. Get creative. In the VR course that I did over the summer as a Rising Scholars Camp, I made a projectile weapon out of a top hat. We modeled like a legit like Willy Wonka style top hat, and it did fire bunnies. Yeah, and then I put a handle on it when we decided we wanted to use it as a weapon. So it had like an actual like grip and a trigger on it, and then fired bunnies out of the open end of the hat. Yeah. So, point being, you can make a weapon out of anything. And other knowledge I learned in jail. No, what? Nothing. So I'm going to look at my prefabs. I've got some Pro Western stuff here. And just for fun, because consistency, I'm going to use a shotgun. So I'm going to drag a shotgun out here. He's a little guy. Kind of cartoony. Oh, I'm still in edit mode on ProBuilder. All right, so I'm just going to drop that here. And we can use almost the same thing that we added last week on our spinning pizzas or our pickups. So I'm just going to make a new script. And what do we call this? Spinny behavior. I think I called it floaty behavior on the one online on our Canvas site. So we'll make that easy. And we just want this thing to spin. Maybe add a glow to it even. We can do lots of stuff to make this obviously a pickup. Get my floaty behavior, open up that script. I'll leave it for now. See what we need. And I'm going to public float spin speed, and we can just set that to, again, a default of 1 because it's just nice and easy. We'll probably add some other stuff here, but then all we need to do is transform dot rotate with a capital R. So there is transform dot lowercase r rotation, and it's like a whole, like we're calling a whole thing. But this capitalized R is just a nice shortened method to get us exactly where we need to go. So I'm going to rotate by 0, and then my spin speed, and we can do time dot delta time. Otherwise, we're not making up for any inconsistencies in frame rate, and then that's it. That's all we're going to do for now. So whatever my spin speed is, it's going to go that way, positive y spin, and then 0 and 0 on the x and y. We're going to call that good for now. We just want to see this thing spin. It's over there. It's not spinning. Also, my run speed is slow. My walk speed's worse. And I blocked that off. What did I do to myself? Who's a level designer? This guy's terrible.
It's spinning super slow.
Oh.
What? When you know you've got a shootout at high noon, the sundial shotgun is what you need. I literally tried this like before class, and the thing spun too fast. I had to at 1, and I had to slow it down. I think what's happening is this. Let me just try this. What if I don't care about time dot delta time? What if I just say spin at 1? Weird. So time dot delta time was doing a bit too much smoothing for me. Now he's over there flipping crazy. It's I don't know what interpretation it was doing. It slowed my turn by 1 degree way down. So what I'm doing here is literally every frame now it's spinning 1 degree. It was going super slow. Like it wasn't straightforward. Like if you remember, if we got over there, it was like angled a little bit. It was super slow. Another thing to note, because the pivot point for this shotgun is at the handle, it's spinning kind of crazy. So when you add a rotate to something, it does it on its local pivot. So that's fun. So I've got it. You could do that. Yes, we could set this up now to be just an automatic turret, and as soon as it sees us, then it shoots at us. That would be fun. Maybe we'll do that a little later. All right, let me zoom in on this. So changing this here, right, between pivot and center. So there's the center of the thing. There's the pivot. The pivot's literally at the handle so that we can grab it and wave it around, and it can be a weapon. But that makes the spinning weird. But I like it. We could fix this by giving the shotgun a parent, putting it in an empty object, and spinning the parent. And then whatever the pivot point of the parent is where it would spin at. So there's a way around pivot points, but I kind of like it the way it is. And I kind of like the idea of turning this into an auto turret too. So that's how crazy I am. So I'm gonna take the shotgun here. It's got a mesh render. I'm just gonna add a box collider around it because we don't need to be super fancy. I'm gonna make sure it's a trigger. Yeah, we could even make it bigger. Like, we should get the idea. We'll get close to it. Huh? Make the spin speed 100. So it just, no, that sounds, I already just got a headache just talking about it. That's the worst. Let's center that again. Again, look at that. The box collider that I centered is centered on the pivot of the shotgun. So weird stuff. All right, move that back up. There we go. It's already a trigger, so I need another script on this. I'm going to make this different. So the idea with our scripts is we don't want to write War and Peace or, Lord of the Rings in its original single binding before it became a trilogy. We don't want to write a script that's like all of this stuff. Each script should do one dumb thing. If it needs to do a couple of extra things on top of that to support it, that's fine. But the script should be one behavior. There's a reason we call them mono behaviors. What's mono? One. Or it's a disease that makes you sleepy that I might have had since I was born. And behavior. So just one thing, right? So we made the thing spin. That's one behavior. I want to keep that script as it is, and I can make anything in my world spin. I like this spinning. I'm gonna have another script though for pickup. So I'm gonna call this very specifically my shotgun pickup. And we can make this more generic later, but for now I like it. Hello? Did it do a thing? Class called shotgun. Oh, it already exists. Where? Here we go. We're gonna call this shotgun pickup 24, just in case. I might have an old script laying around. So there we go. If I didn't want to create. All right. While I'm thinking of it, I'm gonna grab these two new scripts, throw them in my scripts folder, and then wait. All right. A couple of things. What do I need first? Well, we'll get to that later. Let's just do this part first. So I'm gonna come down here, and since I put an on trigger, I put a trigger on it. So I'm just looking for, did the player hit us? Cool. Right. So if other, and here again we can do other dot tag equals equals, and then give it a string, or we can do the shortcut that's other compare tag. And I think some purist somewhere may be able to tell us that this is an easier way. Is it dot compare tag? Never remember the dot notation or bracket notation. Apparently it is. All right. So if the other thing that hit our shotgun was the player, then we'll do some other stuff, right? So we want to give the player a shotgun, which we'll set up later. I don't know, maybe play a sound? Show particles? Yeah, we had that cool shotgun reload sound from when we picked up pizza. And then, of course, the pickup needs to go away. So we'll start with that. All right, I picked it up. It needs to go away. Let's just test that much. what? No, I'm moving this. This is ridiculous. Tired of spawning on the opposite side of where the shotgun's at. It's taking too much work. Make things easy to test. There we go. Pop in here. Shotgun will be right in front of us. That'll make life much easier for testing. All right. There's a shotgun. Now there's not. Phase 1 complete. Charge the client $5,000. Move on. All right. So what I'm going to do actually is I'm going to do what most games do, I believe. We can either grab that object and literally give it to the player and say, put it at this pivot point or whatever, or my player can already have a shotgun in his hand that's hidden. And that's the easy way to do it. Until you get to a Skyrim level game where there are 1,000 different swords and your player's not going to carry actually 1,000 invisible swords that we flip on and off. But for some games, it's just easy to say, here's the thing now in your hand. So I'm going to give a different but same shotgun to the player. And that was in prefabs. Shotgun, I'm going to drag it under here. If I give it to the player here on its own level, then when I move the camera, the shotgun stays where it's at. And I'll show you what that looks like. What we're going to do later is I'm going to make it a child of the main camera. But I just want to see the shotgun right now. And so this is actually, so there's a couple ways to do this. So I can look at it here in my main camera, and I can see the shotgun's basically looks like it's sticking out of my belly. Then I can go move it and go back to the camera. Or the other thing I can do is I can just grab the shotgun here, and I've got my transform sliders. I'm just going to go to the game view. So I've got the game view on, and I can just start to slide things around. Move it up a little bit, move it out a little bit. You can move it to either side. Make your player left-handed, right-handed, dual wield. That looks good to me. So that's what I'm going to do. So that's the player's shotgun. We'll add scripts to that later. But for now, it just sits there. Go back to my scene. So I've got a player shotgun. So now I'm going to go to my script again, and I'm going to account for this. So this is my shotgun pickup. I'm going to, again, I can do public, and it's exposed everywhere, or I can do the other thing, which is serialize field. If you do serialized with a D, it don't work. Serialize field. We're just going to call it a regular game object. We don't care what it is. It'll be the player shotgun. And then so that's a thing that we need to drag in the inspector now. I'm not going through and saying where's my player, where's his shotgun. We'll set that up in the inspector. So on start, I'm going to hide that guy. So player shotgun, set active, false. Perfect. I love when Visual Studio codes for me. Say hide that just in case. Maybe we set it to non-active in the inspector. Maybe we forgot to. The script covers us. All right. And so then now we're just unhiding it. So player shotgun. Set active true. I love how it was really helpful up here and like just gave it everything to me. And then down here, it's like, figure it out. Goodness. All right, set active true. So we're just going to unhide that. We'll come back to the sounds later. All right, let's test this. Looks like pure magic, right? What happened? I didn't set it up in the script in the inspector. So that's what the shotgun looks like as a child of the player. It follows the player. I can't shoot down at the ground. I can't fire at birds in the sky. It's kind of like, kind of Doom like. So I'm going to do a couple things. I'm going to take this shotgun. I'll make it a child of the camera instead, because the camera we move up and down. And then on the shotgun pickup, I'm going to tell it where the player shotgun is. So I'm going to drag that over. Boom. Now I start. I have no weapons. Didn't change my walk speed. This is taking forever. Boom, I pick it up. I've got a gun. I didn't put a collider on it, so I can just fire through anything that I want. All right. We do a couple more things to this, and then we need to move on. We might get around to it shooting today. We might not. Okay, so I'm going to write another script. And for speed purposes, I'm just going to put it on this TARDIS thing here. We'll do it as an on-trigger. So we can transition to the next level when you walk into a trigger, when you've collected 12 pizzas, whatever the criteria is you want, right? The boss is dead and you picked up the master key. Now we'll transition to the next level. Whatever, you can set the criteria. For now, I'm just going to use a trigger. So this has got a mesh collider on it already, because ProBuilder objects are cool like that. So I'm going to do that, and then I'll set it to a trigger. So when I walk into this thing, it'll take me to the next level. And let's just go ahead and call it. Since people don't recognize it, we better name it at least. Sniff, sniff. Okay, it's a trigger, so I'm going to add a new script. Next level, please. Whatever you want to call it. Use actual alphanumeric and don't put a colon in there. It's not going to work. Well, you look bored. This is like the coolest class you've ever had.
You just looked at me and I got confused.
Yeah.
And then you want to look away from me.
All right. I'm going to get rid of those. Okay, we might do other stuff and the other things, but for now, I just need a non-trigger. Enter. We'll do our usual if other dot compare tag player in the world. Oh, that. All right, then I just need my scene manager to load scene. Wait a minute. It automatic. That's why I didn't do it. As soon as I typed in scene manager and Visual Studio is cool with me, it automatically adds in the stuff that I need. So it's kind of cool. I'm just trying to remember the syntax here. Scene manager dot load scene. There we go. And then here's what I can do. I can just give it a number at this point, right? So let's do that the easy way. So I'm going to have this is number 0 in my array. The next one will be 1. So this is literally going to 1 no matter where we're at. There are lots of other ways we can do this, and I think we did some of this in ITC 110. I can get the index of the scene that I'm in just to be sure, and then go to, like, add 1 to that and go to that scene. I can go by scene names. So I can have a hub world that goes to a lot of different scenes and just go to a different, you know, pick the scene by name. Right now, I'm going to do it the stupidest, easiest way possible. And we'll try it. Okay. Why is this not going to work right away? I haven't set up my scenes. All right. So File, Build Settings. All right. So I'm going to add the scene that's open, and that comes in as level 0 in my index. Now I can just come down here and I can drag in scenes. So I'm going to drag in this scene to be level 2. And that's going to be at index 1, so our script should work. Now where did I put that? Oh, it's all the way over there. Man. Still didn't change the speed. This is me running. It's terrible. Poor player experience. All right, here we go. Does it work? Does it work? Oh, I'm somewhere else. Yeah, this one. He was already coming at me. So we'll get, next week, we'll get into using nav meshes to have things just come right at you. So we'll have NPCs like this guy. We have ambient sounds. I don't know why this is so entertaining to me. He's just sliding around on roller skates, basically, as the agent that he is, and he's always trying to find me. Huh? Which? He's above the ground. His agent moves him up. Yeah. And yes, I added a small light to my little bullet. Anyway, so that's a way to transition levels. Let me make sure we covered the stuff we're supposed to cover. And then we might get into more. We're making a level. We're making level 2. Yep. You still need to make a different first-person controller. That'll be time-consuming. The weapon pickups work. I want your weapon pickups to work at least in level 2. You want to add weapons to level 1, that's great. Level 1 just needs to get me to level 2 for the purposes of next week. Something to shoot at, so we want objects with rigid bodies, colliders, things like that. So like stacks of crates that we could shoot later. Right now we can just run them over. And then something that goes to our next level, some audio implementation, so pickups. Let me add some audio to my pickup and things like that. Extra credit this week, possible, unless we add more in the next hour, because we got time. Make this more of an inventory, right? I picked up the shotgun, now I've got a pistol, I've got a rifle, I've got a toaster. Pick up a giant cannon from a pirate ship and just carry it around. Have other weapons that we can switch between once you pick them up. Then the other thing we can do is, if you would like to get started on some UI, at least the name of the object you're holding, shotgun, maybe a picture of it, something. Start adding some UI to this. Let me go through this part right here. So scene 2 that I want you to build, I want it to be nice and large. Mine was a small contained because I was just playing and maybe hyperfixating a little bit and creating something. We want a nice large level that we can fight against NPCs in, right? We need to be able to get away from them, duck, hide. Like if we run fast enough, these NPCs won't be able to catch us in 2 seconds, etc. So nice large level, full of things that we can knock over, full of things that we could hide behind, different kind of zones and areas, kind of like level 1, but a little bit bigger. So kind of like that Counter-Strike level that we made. Make something big. I think I want to add to my level 2 and do, save everything, please. and do like the whole hallway and everything else. So right now I've just got this little bit. I'm going to do probably the elevator will take me to different parts of the scene. I'll do a big hallway. I'll do some other rooms. I'll do lots and lots of other things because it's more fun than the papers I'm supposed to write this weekend. It's who we are. I'm sorry. I'm not going to lie. That's what I'm going to do. And then Monday night, I'm going to be, oh, shoot, I got to write that paper. And I'll just dash it out really quick after I've spent hours working on this. All right. We're going to go back to audio implementation. So I already had some on my second level. Let's at least add some audio to the pickup before we destroy it. So he'll need an audio clip, audio source. Yeah. What did we do on the pizza? Yeah. Yeah, I want to play it because I want it to play after the shotgun's gone. So the problem with adding an actual source to the object is I delete the object really quick and it's like I didn't have time to play that clip for you. Yeah. I'll do whatever we did on the last one. I've just got to find it and open it. So I'm just going to go try to find last week's, whatever that was. I'll open that. You know what's funny here? We're giving it a clip, which I like. I literally don't know what audio source is playing this. Look at this. I'm just saying, hey, audio source somewhere. Somewhere. Whoever's an audio source, I'm about to dip. Play this clip. Yeah. It's not, there's no finding. It's just like, man, I hope there's an audio source somewhere. Like this is the most imprecise code. I don't know. I don't know who's playing it. We're going to find out as I copy paste from myself. Yeah. Wild. Just wild. Okay. Well, how do I switch between? Did I close my other package by doing this? This is so weird. All right. Shotgun pickup. Yeah, close the other one. Fantastic. All right, so I'm going to give it what the other guy had. He's just going to have an audio clip. We'll give it a sound. And then as I borrow from myself. Really? All right, so I'm going to paste this in there. So audio source, I really want to know what's happening. I don't know what audio source it's calling to, but it's calling to an audio source. And it's saying, play this sound at my position. And that's why it works. Because we're telling someone else. We're just passing the sound to someone else before we dip. Crazy. All right, save this. So I do have points on this week's for audio implementation. Same thing, I need background music, pickup music at least, or pickup sound. I did grade one of the ones and had to quit grading afterwards, Connor. Your audio made me insane. I couldn't grade anymore last night. Man was literally humming and saying background music. It was ridiculous.
It was also 2 in the morning. It was 2 in the morning when I recorded.
As it should be, yeah. Oh my gosh. There's no end. Okay, cool. Objects. I'm just looking for sounds here at this point. Tumbleweeds. Paper, metal cup, glass drop, hat drop. That's not what I want. What? This guy didn't come with? Okay, the Pro Western didn't come with audio. All right. Doors. Okay, well, I don't have the cool shotgun sound from last time, so I'm just going to grab something random. See what this guy does. Oh, and it's probably playing through the live stream, but I can't hear it. Hat drop, metal cup. Metal cup sounds good, maybe. All right, metal cup drop 1, because that's what I have on hand. And we will drag that over here to the sound, and so we're just telling it, pass this clip around. I really want to know what audio source is playing that. Somebody somewhere. So look, there better be an audio source out there. Play this thing. Okay. Yeah, I'm surprised it works too. All right. So we've got 30 minutes left of class, but I really want you to focus on making a nice level, because we're going to reuse it for a couple weeks. So I'm not going to add any more features. Pick up an object, add it to your inventory like we did, the kind of the cheap, easy way. And then make a good level. Make your level 2 really good. Level 1's already kind of cool, right? Add stuff to it if you want. And then give us somehow in this level, and that can be, you picked up enough things, or you just ran into the thing that's the teleporter or whatever. Give me a way to level 2, and level 2's I want to be really good. Any questions on this week's homework? All right. One thing I want to do, I'm going to kind of show you what I'm thinking of, and then I'm going to play Portal, because that's my place. I can do what I want. Go here. Why did I start on level 1 when I could have started on level 2? So I've got that cool door sound that happens when I walk through. What I want to do is when I walk back in, have something teleport me to another scene. So then I turn around and I go through the doors again and I'm somewhere else. Like this is an actual lift. Play Portal, and so we're gonna play Portal. We'll even do it on the stream, whatever. Like and subscribe. No, because Portal does a cool thing where Portal 1. When you walk in, like you exit the level, you walk into an elevator almost just like that. It does this weird camera shake on you because you're passing through the thing. And I think that's where they're transitioning levels. By taking away the player control and moving stuff around, like they have control of where the camera's looking at. So I can be looking at an exact copy of the elevator that I was walking toward. I don't know the difference because you just shook my camera. And I think it's just really cool. Like it's a cool way to cover up transitions. I think that's what's happening.
I think some of the levels are like the elevator is an actual functioning elevator. It's just one big model. But I know that some of them do transition like that.
Yeah, scene transitions are fun. And as someone who's played way too much Resident Evil, like in the original few, where you had an animation of a door that was playing while you were transitioning to another scene, that was kind of a cool way to cheat things too. Oh, that's awful. What's probably something. Oh my gosh. I don't know. This might just be well, if you remember when we were using Valve to make VR out of, it was weird. Yeah. basically.
Hello, and again, welcome to the Aperture Science Computer.
We'll come back to this. Yeah, we should be good. I really need that level 2 to rock, right? I'm gonna be grading on a scale there. Like if your level's boring and not big and full of enough cool stuff, you're not gonna get as many points. We need a cool level to play with the next few weeks. So there's some points around that. Yes, sir. Coffee's absolutely a thing you should do. Yeah.
Absolutely. I stayed up until like 1 or 2 last night getting floors leveled.